Hello and welcome to Inside OUSD. I'm John Sasaki. Summer is the time when the school district is busy getting ready for the new school years. Another group that kicks into high gear during the summer is the Lend a Hand Foundation, which leads all the backpack and school supply giveaway for the school district. Joining me now is the founder and executive director of Lend a Hand Foundation, Dee Johnson. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, John, for having me. I really appreciate this.
All right. Now, you are someone who has a long history in Oakland. You went to our schools, and you've been doing this for a very long time. Tell us about your history here in Oakland.
Wow. So I actually was born at Highland Hospital. Can you believe that?
I can believe it.
So I'm really a native.
Yeah.
I went to Prescott, went to Lowell, and I actually graduated from McClymonds High School. That is where I met and fell in love with my childhood sweetheart. And his mom was a foster parent.
Okay.
And I got to see her bringing in kids and taking care of kids, and it just really intrigued me. And especially growing up with not having everything that a lot of kids may have had, we actually, her health kind of failed her, so we actually took in some kids, and the next thing I knew, we were doing emergency care, regular foster care. We actually adopted a child, wanted to adopt everybody. So I really fell in love with children and experienced so many needs and devastating situations that we did it for 9 years.
Right.
So that's where it started.
And then, at some point, 27 or so years ago, you started the Lend a Hand Foundation. Now, first of all, what is Lend a Hand Foundation?
That's exactly what it is, lending a hand wherever we can. So we do all that we can do for our students and the families to help them to thrive, and students to get all their educational needs that we can provide, as well as basic needs. Because how is it that you're sitting in a classroom and you're hungry, or your clothes are soiled, or whatever other things that you may need, and then you're expected to learn something? I think that's kind of hard.
Right. Now, kind of the biggest, most high-profile thing that you do is the backpack giveaway, the school supply giveaway, and that's something that you work on year-round, because the kind of effort that we're talking about, getting thousands of kids these items at the beginning of the school year, that's an enormous undertaking.
It is.
So what do you have to do during the course of the year to get ready for what's going to be a real rush in July and August?
We have to do a lot of connecting. And fortunately enough, when we first started this feat in 1999, we actually were introduced to Barbara Lee's office, who actually came out to the first backpack giveaway. And from there, we just started meeting people, connecting. Corporates, UPS was our first corporation to actually come out and pack bags and distribute them, and from there people just started joining in on the effort, because it is such an important thing. Some people don't feel like it is, but it is very important that students have what they need so that they can have the opportunity to learn just like someone else.
And in those situations, what do you give? What's in the backpack?
So for the little kids, of course, there's things that they can learn how to draw, write, read, crayons,
pens,
paper, plenty of paper, drawing paper, writing paper. And they get this really cute little backpack and, just all those little colorful markers and everything that they may need. And in the upper, you get the binders, your binder paper, your markers, pens, pencils, rulers, just all sorts of things.
These are the things that families have to spend hard-earned money on.
Can you
every
imagine
year.
a parent with 3 children and living on a very low income, and not only the clothing and housing and everything that goes along with that, food, just trying to make ends meet, and then have to try to buy supplies. That's really hard.
Yeah. I mean, and that's clearly one of the motivating factors for you is to fill in needs so that the families don't have to fill the need themselves when they're kind of short of funds. What was the original intent of Lend a Hand?
The original intent, a group of us got together. Like I said, I actually, being a foster parent, I had to stop doing that because I got lung cancer. So I survived lung cancer, and obviously I was left here for a reason. So, and I had that love for children. So me and my god sister started going to different meetings and trying to figure out what we could do. And so a group of us got together and said, you know what, it was close to Easter. Let's see if we can raise some money and get Easter baskets. So we were introduced to the Henry Robinson, which is at 16th and Clay. And it was a large hotel type situation, not the best. but there were 52 families and 100 children there. So we rolled up our sleeves, dug deep in our pockets, did some fundraising, and were able to actually provide each one of those children with a handmade Easter basket. It brought us so much joy. It was just a small group. And once we got in there and we saw there was such a greater need, we developed a Teen Talk program. We started the holiday celebration, and what we're mostly known for is the back to school giveaway.
Right.
So all of that happened right there.
Fantastic. And so what caused the morphing, if you will, to what you are now? Because it sounds like it was very small then, and it was kind of a very focused effort, Easter baskets. But now it's so much more than that, and it's so many more people. I mean, you were
so
talking.
Many more people are involved in the process. Back then we saw the need, and for us it wasn't a huge need, but every year it just seems to get worse. So we said that we needed to do more. And we just started reaching out and talking to people. And I remember Nate Miley giving us our first office space and finding us a place to have our office at the Masonic Hall.
County Supervisor Nate Miley.
Supervisor President.
Yes.
Nate Miley, Alameda County.
Yes.
And then others just started joining in and just say, wow, this is really great. Even the Oakland Fire Random Acts of Kindness. They would come out and bring their fire truck, and the kids would get on the fire. Oh, it's so many beautiful memories.
Sure.
Yes.
And so, what you're gathering. You talk about the connections you have with people and organizations, supporters, et cetera. But what do you have to do during the course of the year from a practical standpoint? What do you have to buy? How much do you have to get?
We do a lot of fundraising. Yeah. We do a lot of asking. We reach out to everybody that we could possibly reach out to. We even ask our current funders if they could reach out to other people. A lot of volunteer groups like fraternities and sororities and just OUSD.
Right. Yeah.
And can you come lend a hand? And then they actually pass the word on, and people are actually reaching out to us now, asking us if they can come and volunteer. We got a request today. And people want to join in and be part of this because it's so very important. They know how important it is. And working together, that's the only way we're going to make a difference.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So this year in our schools, you're giving away how many backpacks?
10,000 plus.
Okay.
Original goal was 10,000. In 2022, we were actually able to give out 25,000.
For your 25th
now,
anniversary.
That was huge.
Yeah, I remember that well. Yeah.
That was huge.
But so 10,000 backpacks, including all the items that are in those backpacks. How much is that?
200,000 plus.
Yeah.
And then we also have to have funds for the packing event, materials. The good part is that we've connected with Supply Bank, so we have a fulfillment company in Los Angeles that are taking care of at least 4,000 of those kits. They will pack them there, and then they will deliver them directly to OUSD. On July 20th, we will pack 6,000, and we will get them delivered to OUSD with OUSD's help, of course. And there's going to be I think there's going to be 20 schools that we're doing that day. And so it's going to be it's actually a 2-day process.
Right.
First, 1 day of prep, and then the next day we're out there doing that. So PG&E and Target, and actually KTVU too is going to join us this year.
Oh my goodness,
yes,
my old friends.
It's going to be exciting. It's going to be 25th. We'll probably have a few balloons, and we may have a little barbecue. We can get somebody to do it for us.
I love it. I love it. That sounds great.
Yeah.
You and I have been in our schools quite a bit.
Yes.
We visited a lot of different locations for a variety of different reasons, including at Reach this year. You heard about a kid who came into school. He had some torn up pants and he needed some clothes. And you went out and bought him clothes.
That touched me, so I couldn't even. When I got there to take a picture, and he was so bubbly, and he tried on a coat that I found that I had, and I said, well, let's just try this on. And he wouldn't take it off. And he had such a huge smile on his face. And just to think about him coming into the office, to the secretary's desk, looking for some tape so that he could tape up his pants.
With the tear in them. That,
How? I mean,
yeah,
who couldn't?
right.
Those are the kind of things that happen. You know, I remember like at the holiday time, a child asking for curtains for the window. And I'm trying to figure out why curtains for the window. I had to really think about that, to keep out whatever, because we don't know.
Right.
We don't know what all they're going through. So to make sure that they have the basic needs,
Right.
some love.
Right.
Just holding that young little boy that day just brought me so much joy.
Yeah. No, and you know, you gave him a big hug, and I got to see that, and it is, that really is what we're talking about here. This is what motivates you, is seeing the kind of difference you are making in a young person's life, times 10,000 this year.
Exactly.
Right. I mean, what does that do for you? What does it mean for you?
Oh boy, I sleep well at night when I know that I'm doing something, because there's so much going on in our world right now, right here in our community. And we just really need people to understand what's going on and to lend a hand. And it doesn't have to be the Lend a Hand Foundation. It's just reach out, go to OUSD, see what's going on, go into your communities, drive down the streets. Oh my God. It's just so much need. And if we all just gave a little bit, oh my God, it can make a big difference.
No doubt. And
I've seen it happen.
You are not the only organization that does this kind of work. I mean, I know that Mr. Fab does a big backpack giveaway. Family Giving Trees is
Family Giving Tree, that's right.
And there are other organizations
and there's
do
others.
similar. But I'd say you're probably the biggest when it comes to sheer number of schools and students.
And probably the amount of years that we've been doing, the consistency, yes.
A little coordination going on between all
I'm hoping that we can get to that.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping. Actually, I reached out to EOYDC and EOC and the Black Culture Zone and Oscar Grant Foundation, and they're actually coming in. They are adopting 3 of our schools that we had on our list that we were having problems trying to meet.
Right.
So I think that we're going to be able to collaborate. That's the only way we're going to be able to do this. Together, we can empower our students to stay in school. And that's what it's all about, having those basic needs, having their supplies, having some love, some activity, just people showing them that we care and we're here for them regardless of whatever's going on.
Well, and like the young man who you got some clothes for, including that jacket that he loves so much, you also facilitated a wonderful giveaway of homemade clothing.
Oh my God, Sherry Heller.
Yeah, Sherry Heller.
And her associates, oh my God, one of her friends, is, I think her name is Marguerite, they sold 200 garments.
Yeah, dresses,
skirts, and they bought shirts, and then I was there at some toiletries.
Yeah, sure.
But it was such a wonderful.
And that would have come to the school if
everybody,
it hadn't.
And the principal.
Again, you're about connecting.
Connecting the dots.
Yeah.
And we're going to actually, we're doing community closets. I wanted to mention that. So we have several schools that we're working with right now. West Oakland Middle, we just built their closet, and it's really nice. You have to go by and see it. And then Reach has asked for support, so we're going to build a closet there. We're doing Manzanita Seed, and we're working with Madison.
And these closets are what?
These closets are built so that students who are in need of, maybe it's cold outside and they don't have a jacket, they can go into that closet, they can get a jacket, they can get stuff for their family, and they can get snacks and school supplies, just actually everything. The basic stuff is right there for them.
Right, and when it comes to the clothing, I mean, I think that's a really important thing, because a lot of people have clothing that they don't need anymore. So we're talking about lightly used clothing.
Yes.
People can donate to you to get into these community closets.
Absolutely.
And yeah, because I mean, it doesn't take much to give away a T-shirt, pair of pants,
you know what?
shorts.
I'm getting ready to take some stuff out of my closet, G. And I know it could go to some people who really need it.
Right.
So.
Yeah. And that's at elementary, middle, and our high schools.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because we're working with Madison as well, and that's the primary and upper.
All right. So you have this big network of people that volunteer for you, that donate to you, et cetera, but you always need more. So how can people get involved?
Well, of course, financial help would be a biggie, because then maybe we can hire some staff. But we would love to have some board members that like-minded, passionate, know what it means to grow and to make sure that these needs out here are met. And again, if we all come together, we can make it happen.
So how do they get in touch with you?
Oh, there's info@lindahanfoundation.org. They can call me personally as well.
We don't have to do
I
that,
won't tell you.
but the email
Yes.
lindahanfoundation.org, and then what's your email or your website?
Yeah. lindahanfoundation.org.
Okay, fantastic. And so we'll see if we can get you some people to help
That would be
volunteer this summer, and
That
then
would be great.
have a relationship with you.
Volunteers all the time.
Oh, is that right? Okay, so it's not just a packing event.
No,
but
we
you
need help in the office. We
Yeah.
need help, with a lot of areas, especially operating.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Well, the Mack family is doing big things here in
I'm
Oakland,
so
as
happy.
always. And by the way, I do want to point out one of the things that you did was you donated a whole bunch of money to the
Yes.
McClymonds Lit Center and their Mack Cafe, and that went a long way to
That
helping.
was wonderful.
Yeah, no, it's super cool to
was
see those
wonderful to see
kids
that
get
happen.
benefiting from Lend a Hand Foundation. So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Dee Johnson, always good to see you. And thank you for joining us for this episode. I'm John Sasaki. We will see you next time for another episode of Inside OUSD.